that's a really good question. So from very specific to subscription management and billing, I'll break the tools into 4 specific areas, that being acquisition, subscription management, billing, and data analytics. So for acquisition, the main tool is experience optimization capabilities. Experience optimization are those capabilities enabling a service to identify users at an individual level through acquisition of first and third party data, and then essentially using that data to tailor the experience for the user, specific to look and feel, the content, the pricing, the offers, and the payment. And by applying experience optimization capabilities and using the data captured to understand patterns that can identify a user's intent based on the history of other users with the same data pattern, a service can provide a quality and engaging experience to the user, and tailoring that experience and the outcome over time through the application of static or intelligently changing rules to test and prove various theories, resulting in higher conversions. For subscription management, really, the main tool is product management and pricing. Some service offer a flat rate regardless to any unique characteristics of the user. But if you want to offer that quality experience where pricing is tailored towards the user and can be used to increase the propensity to convert, then you need flexible pricing within identified business rule parameters. Not all users will be price sensitive, but for those that are, being able to flex pricing is really important. Moving on to billing, having right billing options and flexibility in the billing options provided at the point of conversion is key, really, for user conversion. And what I mean by that is presenting to the user, based on the data that you can capture, the best pricing tool, best pricing method for the region and for the actual demographic of the user. And again, by capturing and using the data about the user, maybe even the device that somebody's on, you can ensure that you promote that payment method accordingly. For example, iPhone users, Apple Pay. And then finally, just leveraging data from all the sources available. It allows you to get insight into your user base and then engage them accordingly. And through appropriate engagement, you can tailor the experience to the user. And to be able to do that, you want to be able to visualize the data that you're capturing in an insightful and meaningful way that allows you to understand areas where the quality of the experience may be impacted. So, for example, monitoring the subscription renew success down to the issuer level allows you to identify issues that are stopping users accessing content by failing payment processing requests, and using data to identify optimum payment processing times based on issuer location, and then presenting that payment into the optimized payment window will allow a higher conversion. So for me, those are the main 4 areas.
I would say that first, to provide value, real value. And then it's not about pricing, it's about value for the users to recognize the value out of the price they pay. So this is very, very tiny. It's very related to engagement and how they're able to consume, let's say, the contents that are really make sense for them, that really makes them happy while consuming in the platform. And then we always say that content is king. So content is very, very important and so on. But the thing is, where is the king? So if we have great content, but the users cannot find it, it doesn't matter in the end. So we come from engagement on the first point to personalization on the second one. So it's very important to have a personalized experience for the users and to be able to provide them, let's say, an experience that it's helping them to find out what they want to consume and are pushing, or let's say, putting easy on their hands the content that they value, so they can really see value out of their subscription. And at the end, I would say it's to understand, this is something that we understand from our experience in the market, that the first months are very, very important for any platform. Mainly the first 3 months, I would say. So understanding the behavior of the users and to be able to use technologies that we have, such as churn prediction models, applied to specific subscriber lifetime. So for the first month, what are the main reasons for the users to churn? On the second month, what are the main reasons for the users to churn? And the same for the third month and so on. But to be able to understand that these periods are very different in terms of behavior, and let's say the needs in terms of retention it's different for the users. So I would say that these 3 main points, so the engagement, the personalization, and to be able to understand the users on their different lifetime and tenure, it's very important. And in the end, I would say for the platforms, for to be able to retain, I would say it's very important to understand your customer base and your customer at a user level from a 360 point of view. So understand how they consume, what are their behaviors, which device do they use, what are the time frame that they consume, all the aspects of their behavior, and to be able to personalize their experience, to be able to predict what are the main reasons for these users to churn the service, and then to be able to make an impact on these users on a very personalized way also. So it's not only a matter of let's say sending a spam to all of your users, watch this. It's about to send an email to Sylvia and say, Sylvia, I know that you love Friends. We have the new season next Monday. I would say that, yeah, for retention.
For me, the value of data right now, it does depend on the maturity of the organization and or the actual end user who's using that data. New organizations who are bringing to market a new service or product offering might not initially value data, but as they emerge through the initial growth stage, you know, they will start to value data significantly more, as data, when used intelligently, can provide insight to enable goal or objective achievement. In fact, in my opinion, it is data and the capture of that data and the correct utilization of data that will essentially be the source of innovation and allow high competition within the marketplace. Right now at MPP Global, the foremost strategic initiatives that we are working on are specific to data, specific to its visualization, its exposure, and its capture and its storage. The threats to the value of data really come from misunderstanding the use of data and the data preparation. So just looking at data for the sake of looking at data without any objective or goal in mind, and understanding how the data can be manipulated to help you achieve that objective or goal will result in a negative experience. And you eventually become bored of having to prepare the data. You'll feel as though it just has no purpose. Also, if the data is not correctly prepared, meaning it's not normalized and done so in a constant, repeatable way, and causes inconsistent results where the actual running of the data should always result in the same response, and that can't be explained, you know, again, you might start losing faith in the data, and or you might start having incorrect decisions that lead out of using data. So really, technologies that I believe will gain importance or will continue to gain importance are those that can accept data through analysis, pattern identification, and machine learning, make suggestions on specific actions to take that will result in progress being made against specific objectives or goals. In addition, technologies that enable such data to be exposed and streamed as quickly as possible without actually having any performance impact of the source data. And I want to give you a little example of data and using it intelligently. So, you know, imagine, for example, a new TV show is made available on a service, and it's very popular with existing subscribers, and they're consuming it at a significant rate, they're binge watching. And you perform an analysis that is then being run on those users who are consuming that data, and it's identified that a significant number of those users historically consumed a similar show. And an analysis is then conducted against the users who are no longer subscribed, they don't have an active subscription, who also watch similar shows to the individuals who are now binge watching this new show. An analysis is then conducted on what the potential impact would be should an offer be generated and sent to those unsubscribed users, and what the forecasted revenue gain would be made should an X% number of those unsubscribed users convert. And in this example, you have an objective driving the use of data, and that objective is to increase the subscription volume and revenue. And you have data exposure and streaming technologies, and you have data analysis, pattern identification, and machine learning technologies. And finally, you have the visualization. You have the ability to see what the forecasted impact would be should an offer be applied. And I think, you know, that's the value that data can bring. And it's those technologies, you know, those data capture, those analysis, and then machine learning suggestion technologies that will continue to gain importance.
Used to go from a content to another content. Now they go from a platform to another platform. So if they want to find more content, they go to, if they cannot find the content that they want in this platform, they just cancel, go for another. So loyalty is totally over. What we see is that personalization and the experiences, to have a personalized experience is a must. So, and we have machine learning already, I'd say, as a common thing in our daily life. And to use that well is very key. And we see that, as Mark was mentioning, it's totally true. Data maturity plays a very, very important part for the platforms to provide the services in a way that will retain these customers in the future, because retention will become an even more hard challenge, mainly because of that. We have a lot of platforms competing. The competitive landscape is crazy right now. So if we cannot understand our customers, provide them a personalized experience, help them to find what they want to watch. It's basics already. But even to understand which content is working on our platform, which content is not working, to really make decisions that will make sense, not only for the customers that we have right now, but for the customers that we will have in the future. And we see, okay, from the user's point of view, that they will be a lot more, let's say, a lot less loyal to any platform. They will go after what they want. And the platforms that will be able to use big data, use data to provide personalized experience, use data to predict what will happen, predict what works, what's not working on their platform, will be the ones that will win this competition. And what we see right now in the landscape that we live with is that the ones that are not working with data or don't have data maturity or are not working already with data maturity are already late. So we need to start now to improve our data capabilities, or our capability to work with the data that we have, and even to evolve our capabilities to work with machine learning models to predict, to have prescriptive capabilities and so on. And that's what we see from the technologies that we are evolving right now. So what we had 2 years ago in terms of needs of personalization or challenges for churn is totally worse. And it's so the capability to use big data and artificial intelligence to improve engagement and retention, it's key. So it's a must right now, and it's something that will only let's say, be more necessary in the future.